Hey everyone, Lone Wolf Jedi here, and welcome back to more Honkai story. So, the new part of the story is open now. Yeah, I'm gonna guess. Yeah. Oh boy. Yes. Oh man, that's it. Now the last part is open. All right, we'll get into that later on down the line. But for now, let's do 35-4. Okay. So we're doing it with Teresa. More specifically, Twilight Paladin. Alright. Why do birds fly? Few would ever ask an unnecessary question. Perhaps the birds, even if they could speak, would be able to explain it. Similarly, even if humans realized that they did not have true freedom over how they die, they would, they would not be able to explain why it was their only freedom. And they would never be able to provide a definite answer for it. But a long time ago, when the world was still foreign to mankind, they still wanted to explore everything unknown to this world, and they refused to accept any of the questions that were without answers. So, when a certain person looked up at the sky, he would ask, okay, so we're going back to this time. A speech about it was being held. If time was turned back by 1,000 years, every philosopher would be the pioneer of civilization, remembered in history in two ways. Sages whose wisdom transcended time. That was what they were called. But they were no different from infants to the man. It wasn't due to his nature. After experiencing it all, youngling like them couldn't cause a single bleed in his heart.
もちろんかつての私は必要のない疑問だと思っていた。鳥たちはもともと飛べる。それは私たちが持ち合わせている本能と同じで、神様が許した施しなのだ。しかし、こんなこじつけに等しい理由でも、なぜ鳥が飛べるかについての解釈でしかない。なぜ飛ぼうとするのかは不明なままだ。
Someone seemed to be quietly shushing, as it sounded like a meaningless argument.
みんな聞いてくれ。ここにいる一人一人は生まれつき見る能力、聞く能力、遠方へと旅立つ能力、すべてを征服する能力を備えている。
I actually just noticed that still in the background.
しかし、それは一種の権力なのだ。それを放棄した者も私たちはたくさん見てきた。
So I remember that him and Stu. I remember from which one was it? Was it Divine Key or I know it was one of the manga that he was going through. Him and Stu basically um were just we're just basically being onlookers.
しかし、飛ぶことを諦めた鳥を見たことがないのはなぜか。
It's because they like to do it in private. Everything in private.
みんな、私が言いたいのは、
A lot of animal. Here's the thing. A lot of animals like if they know their time is coming, they like to do their they like to die in private. I know this because we've had cats in our lives, and they've all gone to like a hidden place in wherever we've been to go.
もし運よく世界の起源まで戻れた時、最初に目にする鳥は翼を持っていないのかもしれない。その生き物が持っているのはきっと神に祈りを捧げることで授かった翼ではなく、空に触れたいという思いを秘めた月のごとく高貴な心臓なのだ。
実に勇気のある人だ。
As he expected, speech immediately caused a commotion in the crowd. After all, in this God-fearing age, there was little support for thoughts like this. Of course, it wouldn't bring him any harm. Snowman wasn't very worried. Sorry. According to Sue, it was how the era was. Countless different thoughts were clashing against each other, and they would form common beliefs that led the civilization forward. It was why they must go to the people and listen to what they had to say. Snowman should be almost done. A long time had passed since the two of them returned as pioneers and started helping the new generation reshape their civilization. With the help of their long lifespans and transcendent knowledge, they deftly entered history, aiding its development in secret. He did not turn around to verify if his companion was still behind him. They made a promise to always be by each other's side, no matter what. He never doubted that promise.
しかし、今回はいつもより長いようだ。
The man raised his hand and checked it briefly, but could not see out from there, even until he finished listening to the speech. Clearly, he was getting better control of his body temperature. Just like his girlfriend in this aspect, everything else would take a turn for the better. That was what he thought, even if it was too late, regardless of which aspect it would turn for the better.
行こう。別の場所に行ってみるべきだ。
He began to lose interest in everything here. He had always considered the topic discussed before him meaningless. For the sake of a greater goal, it was Sue and his help. Civilization would avoid the mistakes he made and take a better path forward. But on some very rare days, a thought like this passed his mind. If humanity destined for birth to take the same path, sorry. Is humanity destined for birth to take the same path? How's the guidance not provided? It's just my own wishful thinking. Hello, Kevin. It was very rare that he could remember. Unlike his companion, Lena was not affected by certain side effects and hence didn't remember everyone's life. Actually, even the absolutely important moments from 50,000 years ago require frequent recollection to remain in memory. Everyone had experienced something similar, no matter how important the person or event may be. Memories of them blur in time. This is an admonition from the flesh, which often gives birth to self-hatred Even he has no exception. Even he was no exception. Only
先ほどの記憶はすでに忘れ去られた断片だ。ここに再びこの身に帰ってきたのだろうか。
I don't know. He looked around. He looked around. Within the darkness, it was a surging dreamland formed by billions of eyes. It was known as spiritual atom. When one was in it with one, more conscious, its clear outline would appear.
まあいい。そう重要なことでもない。
Indeed, in his opinion, Marion shared certain attributes with his current actions. Reshaping civilization had been his job for 1,000 years. If he was well aware of unexpected potential results, that acted just the same. He habitually wished to witness that revolved by his hands. Okay, I'm actually controlling Kevin.
これは蘇った記憶ではなく君たちの夢なのか。すまない。
So at least showing Teresa this? Yeah, this looks familiar to someone with the other. Okay.
大丈夫大丈夫。一旦家に帰ろうか。
でも私、もっといい学校に行けるはずだったのに。
父さんは十分満足してるよ。何しろ自慢の娘だからな。
でも。
おや、泣かないでくれ。大丈夫だよ。あの学校も十分いいところじゃないか。
まあまあ大丈夫よ。ずっと行きたがってたじゃない。他のことは後でどうにかできるから。ライブを見逃したら次なんてないよ。天子はなんとかごまかしてあげるから心配しないで。でもちょっと怖い。ねえ、あそこにいる知らないおじさんがずっと見てきてるんだけど。ねえ、ヘアピンを止めるのを手伝って。早く早く。だからこれはバレッタでクロスヘアピンじゃないってば。なんで一緒につけるのよ。
I didn't get a chance to read that.
おい、マジかよ。前も残業で来られないって言ってたよな。
あいつらのプロジェクトチームがどうなってるのかお前も知ってるだろう。ありゃどうしようもねえ。さっさと行こう。
この店、今日番号札がいらないとは。
もしかしたらもう人気がなくなったのかもね。
これでいい。
Maybe this is a good beginning to a journey. Indeed. I mean, people show repeating mistakes they should have made. Suffering failure, they try their best to avoid. Enshrouded by small incidents with joy and sorrow day after day. Such mediocrity for a conflict certain era yearned for what it cannot attain. in this world that faced Honkai as well. No such a silver fly.
あんちゃん、卵はいるかい？
For that reason, constantly be called the worst. Just like Honkai.
あんちゃん、
The man was aware that he has no other choices, and he never had.
あんちゃん。あんちゃんの分、できたぞ。
The man moved his scrutinizing gaze away from himself and toward the road. He noticed the ramen cart sign and the other customers lined up behind him. Why is this thing special hot dog the ramen stand? He remained silent and planned to leave, but the owner held the bowl of noodles toward him. It was so close that the steam from the bowl blurred his eyes. Come on, Kevin, you know you love ramen. The man knew that he was supposed to take it with his hands. Besides himself, everyone he knew had considered what his life would be like when he finally purged Honkai from this world. Some thought that death was the best outcome for him, as it truly was. Some thought he'd finally be able to go, change his name and become a bowl of vomit. While seated before a single house and spend the night, recall a smile with some people. Honestly, he could still act as a member for the New Age and redeem himself once more. Even he acknowledged that these futures were not far-fetched. In fact, at a certain point in time, a very long time ago, they had all briefly been his aspiration. But in actuality, when the Mullen processing was completed, he hadn't planned any future for himself. He had searched for a place to bury himself. But that was for another reason. Those lives others had imagined were truly peaceful.
すまないが、結構だ。
He walked away. Peace belonged to those who put an end to anything, not those who became the end itself. It's still 35-4, so.
だから君たちに言っただろう。一人の運命はその性格にある。
It hadn't been long since he had just last met the philosopher. But today, the number of his audience declined drastically. The man couldn't recall when he came into the habit of frequenting this place. But he was sure of one thing. Philosophy also fully attracted his age. Even the utopia designs of the greatest minds of all would fail over the past 2,000 years. He was a perfect example of that, in both ways. He was undoubtedly quite ordinary, and his companions used to tease him for being slow-witted. But once he gained the time that far surpassed that of a normal person, he could even look down upon the most outstanding minds of any era. Perhaps he was here to get a better view of his shallowness and make up his mind.
運命に良し悪しなど存在しないが、性格はそうでもない。
True.
誰だ？
僕にはかつてとある友人がいた。 彼はある才能を持ってはいたものの、愚鈍でいつも他人の決断に頼っていた。彼の性格がそうさせたんだ。だから彼は優れた頭脳と信頼に値する心を持つ者に従った。その者の指示のまま動き、その者の運命を自分の運命にした。果たして彼にとって性格こそが運命という理屈は通じるのだろうか。
ああ、すまない。昔ほど目が良くないんだ。ちょっと目の前まで来てくれないか。若者よ、君はヒーローを見たことがあるか？
かつてたくさん見てきた。
いやいや、君の思っているような類のものじゃない。私がこんな話をしたことは覚えているだろうか。世の中には一種の理想しか存在しない。それは他人の理想を踏みにじることだと。どんな理想でも他人の理想を踏みにじらなければ実現できない。認められないなら君自身が気づいていないだけだ。それを基準にして考えれば、人は2種類に分かれる。それができる者はヒーローと呼ばれ、他の者たちは凡人だと思われる。
Man was not convinced. In arrogance cultivated from his long life. His first reaction was a philosopher. That was also experienced little in the
若者よ、そう焦るな。話はまだ終わっていない。ヒーローになることは誰もが望んでいる。しかし誰もがヒーローであれば、この世界はどれほどひどくなるのか誰もが知っている。だからこそ違ったヒーローが誕生したのだ。彼らの理想は全く逆であり、自分の理想が踏みにじられることを望んでいる。世界を動かす規則も実際は彼らが維持しているのだ。
Hmm. Hmm. Oh. That's about. Oh, man, some monster? Nice. Actually fought Kevin. Obviously, he stood here was not ruling the building. The gray tombstone. The reason it was so dangerous because it was obvious as well. Those laid to eternal rest here were heroes No, and they were all the humans in this dream.
しかしこの世界
The man gazed at the endless expanse of sand around him, and he knew there was nothing but patrolling monsters.
誰もがヒーローであればこの世界はどれほどひどくなるのか。確かに僕の立場から見ると彼の話は正しい。だがそれでもそんな者たちをヒーローと呼ぶだなんて認めがたい。ここの結末は現実で夢ではない。
As he said, the dreams created by Fontana might have their own limitations, but they were not restricted by objective reality. It could be completely illogical, and all this which should have never occurred, provided it hadn't changed in any way.
僕に似た来客が精神のアダムを訪れているのか。
Why is Teresa going that way?
ビシュヌの力を背負った戦士。
Alright, you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and end it here. Tomorrow's be the next part. So, I think it's a save. It says progress is saved, so I'm gonna see about that. Yeah. Okay, yeah, I'm just double checking. So, I'll see you guys in the next one.